Delighted, absolutely delighted to be joined by Michael Smith. Michael, thank you for giving some of your time today in a very busy schedule. The JDC are honoured to have you for a few moments. And talking of moments, I've got to ask, and I'm sure everybody's asked you the same question. 4 months on, that moment, that double is hit. The emotion, what is going through your head at that point?
Yeah, I think you see it on stage where I went to run to my family and then I turned around quick just to shake Michael's hand. And then, yeah, I think even now it still doesn't sink in that I actually won the world, or even world number one. I'm on the road that much because I think after that final, day after I had the press, day after that I had to travel to Germany for a TV show. And then the day after that I flew to Bahrain to play the Masters over there. So literally I had a day off and that was the season started again.
Yeah.
But in that final, just throwing that double, beforehand from match starts at double, I've been a bit shaky, a bit nervous, and I've managed to hit some of them. It just didn't feel right, but that double eight just felt different. It was just another double, another leg, and it went in. Even with the 9 darts with that leg, it just felt different. So yeah, the emotions were there, but it still hasn't sunk in yet what happened.
Well, another thing, and this is one of the questions we've had a few of the kids obviously emailing in questions, and Kirk, who's from Leeds, said, ask him about that leg. I'm sure everybody asks about that leg.
Yeah.
And just the reaction of you both. But one of the things that stuck in most people's minds is the fact that when Michael missed his, you almost sort of gave him a fist pump almost to say, oh, unlucky. Yeah. But you've still got to throw your 3.
You like to see 9s. I think you seen it last week when I missed one against Nathan in the Premier League. He was gutted just as much as I was. So when he did miss it, I was like, no, I'll just give him a quick tap saying, unlucky pal. And then it was like, I'll show you how to do it now. So it was one of them, hold me beard, I'll show you how to do it proper.
I think the other thing as well is that it was Kirk Bevins reffing, I think, at the time. And then did you go up on it at 140 with your next 3, or was it Michael or somebody?
No, it was me,
Yeah, and it was like 140. It was just like the atmosphere was so hyper in that moment. It was like, oh, well, it's a 140.
Yeah, when I did it, I think it took it out of everyone in the crowd because they went quiet for a bit. And then I think the very last leg to win it when I was on for 9 again, I thought, imagine doing it again.
Yeah.
And I just was at 180, and then I missed the 7th, then bull, treble 13 to leave 32. At that point, you know it's game over then, because even though Michael was sat on 170, you still think you've got 6, even if you miss 3. So as long as I got in close and I wasn't 3-4 inches off, and then you start to get nervous. But sat at 32 on the wire, double A went straight in, squeeze it up.
I mean, you guys get, all the youngsters that we have, we've had a couple of 9 darters, but you guys just get an absolute buzz out of it, don't you? I mean, the arena goes mad, the players seem to almost want somebody to do it as well.
Yeah, I think you see with my reaction, I'm quite laid back. Even when I did it against Michael, just give it a quick cheer. I don't give it large, because if Michael would have hit it, Michael would have bounced around everywhere like he normally does. But no, you still get the good feeling. You've got to feel good when you're doing it. It's like 180 still feels special. 140s do it in match starts, not just 9s. And for me, when it stops feeling special, that's the time I say, right, knock it on the head now, I'm done. But I'm still in love with the game.
Did you actually forget for a minute that you were actually in a world final?
I forgot about the 9, where I forgot he'd missed it, and then I knew. It's only when I got back to my room after about 1,000th time of watching it, was realised that. Yeah, that was the perfect leg. No one can ever beat that. Yeah. I know in the interviews people mention it to me, but because I'd not seen it, I'd only been involved in it. It was different, and yeah, you still get the nerves going around, the buzz for it. It is weird.
So, coming back from that, as you say, you haven't really stopped since January, but I'm sure you're constantly reminded when you go on stage that you are the champion of the world by John McDonald and those, which it must be a great feeling. But coming back a bit, there's a few other questions. One of the ones is why Bully Boy?
I used to work on a farm when I was a kid. It was nothing to do with darts.
It
was
right.
How old was I? I was about 12, 13. On my summer holidays, I used to go down to my auntie's in Little Brain, Rochdale, and one of the doormen who used to work on her pub had his own farm. So I used to go down there working for him on the cow farm.
Right.
And he just used to call me a buller. And when I was looking for a name for darts, that kind of stuck then, just buller.
There's a bit of a misconception that it's to do with the bullseye, isn't it? So
it's nothing to do with the bullseye, and I don't bully people either. It's just It's one of them.
I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't. And again, other things that are personal to you. Your walk-on song. Is there a meaning for that? Did you choose it?
No, Shut Up and Dance. That was a Twitter poll. So it was that, or it was Robin S. Show Me Love. Just put it on Twitter, and Shut Up and Dance won.
For those in the JDC, probably don't know who Robin S is, but she was good. She was good.
I've often thought of changing it. Like, I want that One More Drink and I'll Go. There's a Light, it's a good song, but I think now Shut Up and Dance, it's stuck with me. Everyone, the amount of messages I get or videos sent to me when someone's in a nightclub and that comes on.
Yeah.
Mike Smith's songs come on, so I don't think I could ever change it now.
No, you and yours and Nathan Aspinall's. Those are the two that sort of, I don't know, the whole arena goes for it, I guess.
Yeah, and you got Dowell's with the Sweet Caroline as well.
Yeah.
Even that now, I'm starting to hate that song.
So, how did it all start? I mean, did you come from a darting family background? Is it something that you fell into? Where on earth did you pick up a set of darts?
Mum and Dad played. My uncles played, but I was never interested. I didn't really like the game. So I used to play rugby when I was younger, and I remember I would have been nearly 15, year 10 at school. So I was going to school on my bike and fell off it, did my hip in. So I think nearly broke me every, like, my hip shot up my side here and I fell off my bike. So I was on crutches for 10 weeks, I think.
Right.
So I was just watching my dad practice in the house because I couldn't go to school. And I was like, can I ever go, please? So I think after about 3 weeks of just messing about, my dad hit my first 180. And then he took me to a youth tournament. I think it was in Bolton. And I managed to win that tournament. It was £100 for the winner. I won that tournament without dropping a leg. That was after about 7 weeks of playing. And then, no, that would have been after 13 weeks of playing. So I had my cast off. Like, I was off my crutches. It would have been 13 weeks. Got that, £100, still in school. And then I won a men's tournament, which was like £400. I was like, no, if I can earn money from this, imagine if I practice a bit more and not just 30 minutes a day with my dad. And it just went from there. Then I started putting an hour a day in, 2 hours a day. And then it went up to 5 hours. And I just kept on going and going. It was eventually earning me money where school wasn't. So when I went to college, I had, had an ultimatum off my parents. Either go to college, don't pay rent, get a job, pay rent. So I went to college to do a joinery course while playing darts as well.
Yeah.
So like on my dinner at college, I used to go to the local pub. On my dinner, get a darts out of a practice there, and then go back to college, finish some work off. And then I had one exam left to be fully qualified, and I chose to go PDC instead. And I got drawn against Phil Taylor first round, got pumped 6-0, and then thought my life would finish because I've not got a course anymore that I could have completed. But no, I just stuck at it, and yeah, I'm here now.
It's a very poignant story because there's a lot of youngsters in the sport now, and a lot of them get to sort of 14, 15, 16, all right, schools come out with to finish and think that they can just go on and do the darts. Not many are that lucky. You'd recommend that perhaps they stick at it, perhaps get a bit of a trade as well, just in case?
Yeah, I wish, even now, even though I've lived my dream out, I've completed it, and I'd still wish I would have not gone to PDC that day and got me trade, got it done. Wow. But like now, I'm absolutely useless at home. So like, we've got the farm and we need stuff building, like I've got chicken coops or my turkey pens, duck pen, and I've got to pay someone to do it because I'm just useless with a chisel now or a hammer and nail. So I wish I would have stuck at it because it does come in helpful, but you always need that backup plan, which I don't have now. So if it does come, if I come out the hotel now and get run over, damage my hands and I can't play again, I've got nothing then. But
do dart players insure their hands?
I'm not. I'm life insured and I'm critical illness insured, but I'm not injury insured.
So the message is, if the kids get successful, get insured.
I think Van Geren's insured. I think he is. I think Michael's insured his hand.
Yeah.
I've brought my hand that many times. I think it's pointless to insure it.
Yeah, well, they're susceptible to that, aren't they? To be fair, you talk about when you started and sort of moving on through the years. I can't believe this, but I'm saying this, but it's 10 years since you 10 years, a decade since the World Youth.
Yeah,
some of the children watching this weren't even born. So what are your thoughts on what's happened in that last 10 years? You've gone away obviously and pursued the professional end, but the game underneath, the juniors, the youth, and all that, it also seems to be catching up.
Yeah, it's getting massive. I'm seeing now kids are earning stupid amount of money using 16. I was going to play in the youth tours, but when I first started youth, we'd play the men's the same day PDC, and if you made the quarterfinals, you weren't allowed to play in the youth because you made the quarters, so they'd take you straight out. Right. So if you got beaten the last 16, you could play then in the youth. Even if you won them, it was £500 then. Where now it's £2,000. I was going to some weeks where I was winning 3 out of 4, making the final of the 4th one that I'd lose. I was like £7.5 where I was only getting 1,700 quid. So I could have made a decent amount of money, but the kids are lucky what they've got now. We worked hard for it. Me, Michael, Joe Cullen, Adam Monk, Sean Griff, who the kids might not know, he's one of the best youth players I'd ever seen. And just kids coming through we had to graft for him, work hard, and it's going to be the same for them if they keep working hard within another, well, let's say like the 10-year-olds coming through when they're 16 and play development tour, could be 4 or 5 grand a day for the winners. So
I mean, the whole sport, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, from
just,
top to bottom, it seems to be just money's going up.
Yeah, it's not just the boys now like us. We're not getting the high end of it. It's drifting down through the different tiers, the women, the youth, everything. So no, they've got to keep working hard and just remember money's not the main issue. Or winning and getting titles, as long as you leave something behind. Once you're gone, as long as someone says my name, Michael Smith, they'll say, "Oh, he's the world champion or multiple world champion." That's what I'm working hard for.
Family is incredibly important to you. I think we all can see that. I mean, we often see you with your family, but I understand that one of your children does play.
Yeah, both play.
They both play.
Yeah, Junior's not played as much lately. Like he's got into his rugby more and his football, but he still have an hour in the house every now and again. And when he's off season at rugby, he'll go to the A180 Darts Academy then. And I think the last time he went there, he won it. He's under 14s or whatever it is. He's only 9.
You left him in the hands of Carl, have you?
Yeah, no, we go and watch. Like my youngest son Casper, he's on it constantly, but his board's still sat on the chair. It's not on the wall or anything. He's only 5, so he's constantly on it. We bought him a karaoke machine at Christmas,
right?
Because like he literally stands at the bottom of the stairs, shout to play. Whoever's flights he's got on, they're playing. So he'll do John McDonald, do the full intro, shout him up, press play, walk upstairs like this, shake everyone's hand, go into the bedroom, throw 3 darts, come back downstairs, shout the next player up. But you can hear as well why he's throwing. He's commentating as well, so he's doing like a one-man job, playing darts, commentating, and then he just started doing interviews after the game. He's absolutely nuts on
How old is he?
5.
Wow.
He's absolutely nuts on darts. He knows everything about it, where Junior's kind of stepped away and gone towards rugby and football and stuff, but I'm sure he'll come back in.
These youngsters, they do amaze you sometimes with their knowledge and what they can remember, the stats. You know, some of them are very stat-oriented, some of them like all the players, but then I suppose when we were younger, we knew all the rugby players probably and pretended we were playing football in Wembley or something, I don't know.
There's a video on my Facebook somewhere where Junior's 4 years old, 5 years old, and he's marking them on our dart matches.
Right.
So, and he's marking it with pen as well, so he knows everything. We didn't have to tell him, you can see him working it all out. And that's for playing this game where his checkouts and what he scored in, because he could never say, like, if he said 19, 19, 19, he knew it was 57. But then if he said like 57, 54, 60, what is it? And then wouldn't be able to, but he said, what's treble 20, treble 19, treble 18, straight away bang it out. And it just caught his maths up so quick. And I think that's what helps everyone. Once you don't have to stop and think what you're doing, you can just go straight forward then.
With the technology today, I mean, you know, we obviously use technology in our sport now, but it is important. I don't play personally, but I know that it's very easy to add up what you've hit, but it's the calculating and then what you've got left in a split second, because it must affect your throat. You've got to keep standing there asking questions.
You can see some boys now on tour where you might see them on TV every now and again, but you'll see when they're throwing for the double, they ask what's left. But instead of knowing what's left, Leonard Gates would be a prime example. He puts it on and on, but you see when you're breaking rhythms up and stuff, you can end up that far away from doubles instead of being in a rhythm. But there's a few lads on tour that are the same, constantly asking what's left, is that in, is this? Bit of gamesmanship, but it's also, you've got to learn it. I got the sheet in the dartboard, the checkout sheets, and I used to study that, so I knew I didn't have to stop. And then
hope you're listening, gang. That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, no, we have to advocate that. We know this technology is going to be around, obviously, but it is hugely important for the youngsters to start working this out. Yeah, most of them do.
The technology doesn't work it out while you're throwing. You've got to calculate in your head yourself. So
that can't finish for you either. Yeah. One thing, another question. Somebody just asked. You know, you're on the road a lot. You're playing and you're doing all your things. What do you like to do? What does Michael, on his own, like to do to relax and just forget everything?
I literally just stick my earphones in, put YouTube on, and just watch absolute rubbish on my phone. Sometimes there'll be like a box set that comes on, so I just finished The Last of Us on Sky, and I'm a bit behind on Walking Dead, so I can't remember what episode I'm on. I know I'm on season 10. That's finished the season, whatever. So So I might start that again now, so that'll kill some time. But literally, it's just YouTube or sleep for 24 hours.
Well, no, I think it's important. You know, you're on the go a lot. You have to be in certain places, and you got to be there for 12:30, 5 o'clock, whatever. So it's just interesting to know in between what you possibly can get up to.
On the road, I have no responsibilities. So when I'm at home, I've got kids, I've got a wife, I've got I've got all my animals. So you've got things to do. Like when I'm on the road and I'm in the hotel, I've got no kids with me, I've got no animals. So it's just sleep or just catch up on whatever I've missed out in the world. And
zone out.
Yeah.
Zone out, absolutely. And while you're out and about, what's your favourite food? What does Michael like to eat?
Darts, Wagamamas or Nando's, something like that. But
everybody loves a Nando's.
If I'm at home, it's literally just rice, boiled rice with chicken all the time. And yeah, that's it, really.
Bit of a Nando's.
No, Wagamamas over Nando's.
Right. And do you have, because obviously you're all competing with each other, but do you have a best mate on tour? Or do you you're just friendly with everybody?
Mainly friendly with everyone, but if I'm going on a night out, like if we're after a Premier League or something, I think there'd only be Peter that wouldn't come out with us. Right, so we'd all go out and have a few drinks and stuff. On tour, you've got Ian White, Joe Cullen, Aspinall, Dober, Johnny Clayton, Price. We all get on well. We get on really great. So
right.
At the end of the day, I spend more time with these people here than I do my own kids. So it takes energy and takes my focus away by hating someone than it does just acknowledging them, saying hello, and getting away from it and getting on with my job.
It's been noted. I mean, one of the things that I've got here is that you do seem to be a very polite player. You're often congratulating. I mean, you're gracious in defeat. I mean, you're not the only one, but it's very on that stage as well. And some of the biggest games, you often. I think I've even seen you calm the crowd down at times when there's some important.
I remember when I played Michael in 2019, the World Final, and they were booing him while he's for the winning double. You'll see me shut him up. And, well, tried to. At the end of the day, it's their dream. It's my dream. I'm not going to wish ill on someone or hope they miss, fall off the stage, and then I get a convincing. It just means you're going to be bitter about it. For me, I want to be 100%. I want them 100%. I want the best player to win. And if I get beat, it's got to be something special by the opponent. And I said that in every interview I do.
Yeah.
I don't ill wish anyone.
No. It comes across really well, to be fair. And obviously, part and parcel of being a young dart player, making your way through, is obviously to teach them how to behave, and what to be respectful and all those sort of things. And having people like you doing it is a great way for them to learn. Getting away from darts and sport. You're a massive rugby league fan. Do you have has there ever been a sporting sort of icon you've looked up to, or you thought they're amazing? Like somebody that's inspired you, perhaps, to be a professional.
I follow loads of sports. So I'm obviously a Saints fan, a Man United fan. So, one of the biggest sporting ones probably Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Right.
Just his attitude, he doesn't care. He just gets on with it. And sometimes a sore loser, but now he's older. He doesn't give a rat really. He just gets on with it. He's one of them. Probably Alex Ferguson as well at United, just how ruthless he was. He wanted to win everything. He wanted the best out of everyone. That's what I try and tell myself. You've got to give your best. You've got to try the best to win. If you're not good enough, make sure you find a way to win. So there's been a few. But
so if somebody asked you a Ronaldo and Messi, you'd be in the Ronaldo camp.
I'm a Ronaldo one, yeah. I just think Ronaldo's more of an athlete, and he had to work hard at it. Messi's gifted, literally one of the best players ever. Ronaldo works on his talent. He could probably do it into darts now. So Gary Anderson, probably one of the most gifted ever. And then you go to, I don't know, say like a Rob Cross. He's a world champion, but you can tell he has to work on his throw. Yeah. He has to work on what he does. So you can see with the Ronaldo Messi situation as well.
There are some hugely gifted players out there of all ages, and as you quite rightly say, there are some that have to really do work for it.
Even though you're one of the best players in the world, you still have to work hard.
Yeah, great one. Bit of fun. Virtually last one. You're going on holiday soon, obviously, as we know. Get a break. If there was we ran the pool, and the entertainment guy said, "We're going to have a game of killer with some plastic darts and an old rubbish dartboard that had been battered in the Caribbean wind," and one of your kids said, "Oh, Dad, can we?" Would you play?
I'd let the kids out. I'd literally just sit on the sun lounge or cabana or whatever with them, just No, I'm there to relax. Like, literally, I'm missing my best tournament next week, going to Vegas, so the 2 Pro Tours in Wigan, literally 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah, of course.
I've won so many UK Opens or Pro Tours there. Missing that just to go take her. First, I've been with her now nearly 11 years. Never once been on holiday together. Like, we've always got the kids.
Wow.
We've always had the kids with us. So this is the first one where we're leaving kids with nanny and granddad.
Yeah.
We're going there just. Hopefully, I can win in Birmingham or Brighton. Get an extra 10 grand I can spend while I'm there. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, go back to the question. Kids can play. I'll just sit and watch.
Well, Michael, it's been an absolute pleasure to have your company. Thank you so much for that, and we wish you all the best. But most importantly, have a great holiday.
Thank you very much. Cheers.